and welcome back to Cooking with Chef Dama. Friends, the summer is upon us, it's beautiful outdoors. There's only one thing that comes to mind when the weather is so good, and that is barbecue. I'm going to share with you a recipe today that's perfect for barbecue, and it's an amazing dish when you've got to feed a big crowd very inexpensively. Today, I'm going to show you how to make barbecued pulled pork with jerk seasoning. What? Indians don't eat pork? Whoever gave you that idea? Well, let me clear a misconception. Most Indians don't eat pork. But there is a small subset, especially the Catholic Indians, and that's half my lineage. We love pork. My grandmother had pigs she reared in her backyard, and come the big festivals, we used to enjoy pork. That was the main feature on our table. So today I'm going to teach you how to make pulled pork with jerk seasoning. Delicious, succulent pork that falls apart with a fork. You just rip it apart and it is succulent, delicious, and so juicy. Now this recipe may not be Indian, but it's one damn good recipe. So without any further ado, let's cook! Okay, first things first, let's talk about the cut of meat that we're going to use to make pulled pork. To make pulled pork, you're going to need Boston butt, which is also the pork shoulder. You can get Boston butt or pork shoulder bone-in or boneless. I prefer using bone-in because that bone gives phenomenal flavor to the pork, but you can go either ways. So here I've got this phenomenal, huge, honking piece of meat. This is approximately a 10-pound piece of pork shoulder, and it's, as you can see, it's got this really nice fat cap on the top. Now, to make this pulled pork, we want to make sure that the seasoning goes deep inside the meat and the seasoning and the flavoring gets right into the pork. So for that, we're going to make a few gashes into the pork. We're going to start on the top, and then we're going to go on the other side and make sure all the wonderful jerk seasoning goes right in. When working with a massive cut of meat as big as pork shoulder, you're going to need to season it properly. And I'm going to use kosher salt that I'm going to liberally sprinkle all over the meat. Let's work on making the jerk seasoning. Let me warn you right at the start that jerk seasoning, at least my recipe, has a ton of ingredients. There's a lot of stuff that goes into it. And you can find my recipe at my website, which is beyondcurry.com. You go to beyondcurry.com and you can get the list of ingredients right off my website. So let's prepare the jerk paste, and we're going to start with some onions. like doing my pulled pork on the smoker. I have this gigantic smoker that I like using. It has a firebox which houses the coals, and then I use wood chips to give that smoke flavor, which then goes into the main chamber, giving this pork a wonderful smoky aroma. I usually use hickory or mesquite chips, and they are fantastic. Now if you don't have a smoker, you can skip this altogether. You won't get that smoke flavor, but it'll still be a delicious dish. Is phenomenal. The excess liquid that comes out of the pork needs to be cooked down. You just boil it away till you get a nice thick reduction. That mixed in with the pulled pork makes it absolutely super juicy and delicious. Now it's time to pull the pork apart, and what you're gonna need are 2 forks. Yep, that's all you need. Just go at it, have at it, rip it apart. It is so tender that the pork is just going to fall to pieces. And there you have it, delicious and succulent pulled pork. In the West Indies and in the Caribbean, it is had with rice and peas, which is rice and kidney beans, cooked in coconut milk, but of course that's another show. But I like having it in a sandwich. Now, is that a sandwich or what? Wow, I just can't wait to dig into this. All I need is a nice big bib to catch all the drippings. It's going to fall all over my shirt. Lots of paper towels, and of course, nice beer to wash it all down. Phenomenal lunch. This is going to be fantastic. I really hope you tried this recipe. This is Chef Dama signing out, wishing one and all happy eating.